guys, it's Lindsay from Perfectly Bookish 5, and this is my February wrap-up and my March TBR. I have been really busy lately. It's taken me a while to just sit down and make this video. In February, I read 14 books, which funnily enough is the same amount of books I read in January. 5 of those were ebooks, 7 of those were audiobooks, and 2 of them were physical books. I had 1 5-star read this month, 2 4-star reads, 1 3.5 read, and 1 3-star read. So overall, I enjoyed many of the books that I read being 4 stars or higher. My favorite book this month, my 5-star read, was Skate the Line by S.J. Silvis. This is the second book in her Blue Devil series, and it is a hockey series. This book, we have a single dad. He has a daughter. With his hockey schedule, he is a NHL hockey player. It is just really hard for him to have his career and watch his daughter, so he hires a nanny. Unfortunately, all of the nannies are there just to get to know the hockey player, not take care of his daughter, don't care about her at all, and they do some pretty shady things and not having a care in the world about what even happens to the daughter, the well-being. They leave her places and stuff is just awful. So I can't imagine how frustrated he is, but also I'm just so sad for the little girl that she's being put through this crap. Our main female character, she has nanny before and she doesn't want to do it again. She moves to a new town, Chicago, where the Blue Devils are, and she's looking for a job. She had to move. We don't know the reason why she doesn't want a nanny again and for her sudden move, but we find that out later in the story. Her friend calls her and she's like, you should really try this nanny position. I've heard things about this organization and others who have used nannies before. I think it will be a good fit for you. So all in all, she needs a job. She needs to pay rent. So she's like, okay, I'll give it a try. I can always go and try something else. So she goes to the interview and right away, the guy goes in, he's like, nope, I can't do this. And he doesn't even interview her. He just sees her and walks out. But then one night he is at his hockey game and he gets a phone call. His daughter has been locked in her room and she's calling, crying for help. And the nanny is just nowhere to be found. He can't get a hold of her. So he calls our main female character up. It's like, if you could help with this situation, I will give you the job. I believe he is at an away game, so it's even more of a stressor for him. She gets to the house and the nanny's like walking out while she's walking in, and she can't find the little girl, and then she remembers she was locked in the room, so she goes and finds her, and she has to try to calm this poor little girl down because now there's a new person in her house, and the nanny, just a horrible person, and she ends up getting the job. He wants to make things clear that he is off limits, don't even come near him. And she's like, I'm professional. That's not going to be a problem. And with some stuff in their past, like, she has no interest in trying to get with him. She is all in for that little girl, which is so good. She finally has some stability in her life because all the nannies that have been there have always left her. But as time goes on, both of them do develop feelings for each other, and it is just a really fine line. They don't want to cross it for certain reasons, but they end up crossing it. So it is a slow burn, but the relationship between them, just seeing them grow and being able to trust different parts of themselves that they weren't able to trust before, and the reason why she doesn't want a nanny comes into big play towards the end of the book. So this is a great read. I really enjoyed the first book as well. This one just went over the top for me, and I'm so excited to read more of this series. And I'm also super excited because SJ is going to be at a signing I'm going to in May, and I pre-ordered the special covers for these 2 books. They look like players cards, so I can't wait to have those to put on my shelf. Another read that I really enjoyed this month was Dishonestly Yours by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I tried the first book in their Like Us series, Damaged Like Us, and that was a few years ago, and I haven't read them since. We have con families, and there is these moms who met and they had kids and they brought them up to be con artists as well. The 2 girls, there's a family of two boys, actually each family, it's two boys and a girl, and they're all really good friends. The girls are best friends and they do this job together, and something goes really bad and they're like, we need to get out of this. One of them begs the other to try to live an honest life. So they go to this town. It's weird because they pick a rich town to try to live in, and to live an honest life on the budget that they now have is quite hard. But the brothers, they go and they hang out in the town too. One of them is there right from the beginning. He's like, I'm not here to live an honest life, but I'm here to watch out for you. And then the other brothers get word as well. But we have a sister and the brother from the other family. They have done jobs together. They have grown really close, and they have feelings for each other. They've never really acted upon them because things get blurred when they're supposed to be fake dating so much in these con jobs and doing certain things. It's hard for them, but there is an attraction there. There is some different stuff going on through the book besides them just living an honest life, and there's some stuff going on with their parents because they don't know what's going on, but they're all supposed to be at this new job and they're not showing up. So the parents are like, why aren't you here? We need you to complete this. And the ending of this book, sorry if you heard that. My cats are running back and forth. But the ending of this book has this big wow, and it really wants me to dive into the next one. The next one is called Destructively Mine, but that doesn't come out until April. I read Here and Now by Corinne Michaels. This is the second book, and I believe it's called the Ember Falls series because that's the town. So Ember Falls series, and in this one we have a single mom. We have a high school principal. The mom is new to town. She lives on the outskirts of town, and so does this principal. Most of the people are in town. It's a small town, but they want to be kind of off on their own. She has, I believe he's a 5-year-old son, and she's moved many times in the last, I want to say it's 6 years. And she keeps moving because something from her past. She was with a not so nice person and he got into some dealings and she got in the middle of it, so she's been on the run. Her brother works for a security company and he's helping in trying to hide her, but these guys always seem to find her. So when she gets to different places, she doesn't like to form relationships because she never knows when she just has to pick up and go. It is summertime and this high school principal is set on getting away. He has a cabin all set and he wants to go fishing, but his brother-in-law ends up breaking his leg, and his sister, she's very, very pregnant, and she is like tired of her husband, and he was supposed to teach their sons, so his nephews, hockey camp over the summer, and the sister's like, I blame you, you caused my husband to get his leg broken, you guys went out, it was your idea. And he loves his nephew and he doesn't want to see him sad, so he agrees to coach the camp. And this is where he meets the mother and son team, and figuring out that they live so close to each other. They see each other often. He doesn't like coffee, but she works at a coffee shop, so he goes and gets coffee all the time just so he can see her. And there was a storm, some stuff happens, he helps her with their house, and she's still just so hesitant to even try a relationship with him. I do think he is a little pushy when it comes to trying to get her to go out, because she says no so many times and he just keeps at it. So take away that little factor, and I really do like their relationship. He is a really good guy. He is there for her and just willing to help her son when they need it, and he can see that she's hesitant in certain things and he doesn't push her for her to reveal what has gone on in her past, but just lets her know, like, I'm here. It's also really fun because in the first book in the series you get introduced to the group of guys and they're on the ultimate frisbee team, and you get a lot more of that in this book, and I think it's just so funny because it started out with a bunch of like grown men playing on this college team, and somehow they were able to get in, but then they got kicked out of the league because they were always winning. But now the league that they're in, they're going up with people their own age and they're having a little bit of a struggle. So there are a lot of funny moments in there about that. Then at the end of the book, we have some big action that happens. The stuff from her past all comes up, and there's a lot of questions and a lot of other things going on, so that was a really good read. The last book I'm going to talk about is Under the Endless Moon by A.L. Jackson. This is the second book in the series. The first one was From Here to Eternity. And in this series, you have a group of guys that it's a found family. They grew up in tough situations and they found each other. They did some bad things, but they did it so they could survive and protect their own. And in this book, we have Otto. He was kind of like the leader in a way of their group when they were growing up. And then we have Raven, his best friend's sister. And there's, what do I want to say, about, is it a 9-year age gap? There's a little age difference in there because I think he is 18 when they meet and I believe she's 9. So they find Raven and her brother in a really tough situation. Her father is horrible to her and they're trying to get her out, and he creates a space for her. And Otto has a sister around her age, so he gets caring for someone that you love, and they take them in. And they're older now, and they are in a small town, and there is some mysterious stuff going on in the small town. We don't know if the mysterious stuff is happening because of Otto or because of Raven, because both of them, well, more so Otto has that past of doing some bad things and he has some enemies, but Raven is a connection to them because of the bad stuff going on. And there is tension between Otto and Raven. Everyone knows it's there. Some people who just meet them already think that they're a couple because of the things that are going on. Otto is refusing to cross that line because it's his best friend's sister. And Raven, she wants to, but she doesn't know if he wants to and is hesitant for reasons as well. Raven is so fun. She has been through a crap ton as a kid and growing up in life, but she is so optimistic. She owns a flower shop and she's just so full of life. She has a nephew that she is such a great aunt to. And so this book also is a slow burn, and that tension is just so like there, and it's a really good story, and I like that it adds in a little mystery of trying to figure out what the problem is and who is creating the problem in the situation. And then of course at the end something big happens and we find out everything going on. So I'm just going to go through the list of the other books that I did read this month. I read Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, The Kiss Lottery by Ilsa Madden Mills, Priest by Sierra Simone, Badlands by Stacey Marie Brown, Draw Down the Moon by PC and Kristen Cass, Sticks and Stones by S. Mastery, Quicksilver by Callie Hart, Mr. Swoony by Piper Rain, Shattered Innocence by Sarah Kate, and Formula Chance by Sawyer Bennett. 7 of those that I read were ARCs, and then 4 of those were off of my shelf. I'm trying to read more and more off my shelf. Then my reading plans for March. Well, first off, to say that my friends and I have been reading a different book every, 1 month to 2 months, depending on when we can get together, because we are going to Wild and Windy in Chicago in May, and we're trying to do some buddy reads of authors who are going to be at the event. In February, it was Sticks and Stones by Esther Silvis and S. Mastery, and then this month is, I believe it's Rain on Me by Kayla Gross. So we're switching from, we've read a lot of hockey books in these months, a lot of great hockey authors that are going to be there that we're excited about, and to go to a cowboy book is going to be a little different for us. I have a set of ARCs to read. I did just read this, but it was on my March TBR. I'm just late to film this video. Call Me Teach by S.J. Silvis. It is a really quick novella. There is a girl who breaks up with her boyfriend. She moves into, they're at college, and she moves into a house where her brother is living, and there's a lot of hockey guys living there, and she can't do something during a certain activity, and one of the guys overhears her, and he offers to teach her some certain things. Then I also have an ARC of Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Sarah Nye. That is a hockey book. And then If You Need Me by Helena Hunting, which is also a hockey book. I just finished this. I had an audio arc of it, so this was a read for me in March as well, and this is my favorite of the series so far. It is the 4th book in the Toronto Terror series. We have like the dad of the group. I think there's like a 10-year age gap between our main characters, but I will talk more about that book when I wrap up in March. I have The Venom We Bleed by Lucy Smoke and Buried Dreams by Natasha Madison. I believe this is the 3rd book in that series for Natasha Madison. Oh, that's right. I have one more. Then we have Miss Fortune by Jay Cronover. So I have a lot of arcs to read. So I have my buddy read with my friends. I have all those arcs. Luckily, I did finish some already. And then also Rag Picker King by Cassandra Clare just came out yesterday for when I'm filming this. It is the 6th today. And the book is waiting for me at my parents' house, so I'm so excited to get that. This is the 2nd book in her first adult series. Sword Catcher is the 1st book, and I thought she did a really good job. I am so excited to read the 2nd one because so much stuff happened in that first. I had so many questions that I hope can get answered. And then I'm so excited for Sunrise on the Reaping that comes out on March 18th. This is Haymitch's story. We're going back to the Hunger Games, and I can't wait. Haymitch is just one of my favorite characters, and I think Woody Harrelson has a big part to do with that. I think he portrayed Haymitch in such a fun way, and he did a great job. And I'm really curious to see how things unfolded in his story with the games because there's double the players. So I'm super excited for that book as well. All right, I think I got through everything. That is my February wrap up and my March TBR. Let me know down below some of your favorite books in February and what you are looking forward to this month, or like me have already read a few this month, and if you enjoyed them. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.